The clock has finally stopped ticking, and for the first time in years, the silence from the federal government is screaming the loudest victory song for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The headline you are looking at is not a prediction, it is the legal reality. The United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention gave the Nigerian government a simple choice: release Nnamdi Kanu within 60 days or face the wrath of the international community. That 60-day ultimatum expired exactly 48 hours ago, and because the government failed to open the gates of the Sokoto Correctional Center, the United Nations has officially triggered the non-compliance mechanism. This means that, in the eyes of international law, the detention of Nnamdi Kanu in Sokoto has shifted from being a legal dispute to a hostage situation, and the diplomatic consequences are already hitting Abuja like a sledgehammer. We are looking at a historic shift that has practically forced the hands of the presidency. According to diplomatic sources in Geneva, the moment the deadline passed without a compliance note from Nigeria's Attorney General, the UN Working Group automatically forwarded a level red non-compliance report to the UN Security Council and, most critically, to the United States State Department. This is where the game changes completely. You see, this report is not just a letter of complaint, it is a binding legal document that activates specific clauses in international treaties that Nigeria is a signatory to. By failing to release him from that facility in the northwest or provide a valid legal reason for holding him past the deadline, the government has inadvertently handed Nnamdi Kanu his biggest win yet. The release is now technically automatic under these treaties because the government has forfeited its right to detain him by ignoring the supreme deadline. I know many of you are asking, but is he physically out of Sokoto? Listen closely, because this is the technical part that has the government in a panic. While the physical gates of the Sokoto Correctional Center might still be locked this morning, the legal cover for keeping them locked has evaporated. We are hearing reports from the Ministry of Interior that there is serious confusion and fear regarding the sanctions that are now on the table. This non-compliance report is the exact document that the new US administration under President Donald Trump has been waiting for. Remember the bill we discussed recently, the Nigeria Religious Freedom and Accountability Act? That bill has a clause that relies on UN reports to identify human rights violators. Now that the UN has officially certified that the government is holding Kanu illegally in defiance of a direct order, the US can legally freeze aid, deny visas to judges, and even block military equipment transfers. The government knows this. They know that this expired deadline is not just about Kanu anymore. It is about the survival of their international relationships. This is the perfect time to remind you that we are tracking this situation hour by hour. If you want to know the exact moment Nnamdi Kanu walks out of Sokoto, or if you want to see the list of officials the UN is planning to sanction, you need to do one thing for me right now. Go ahead and smash that like button. It tells YouTube that this is a story the world needs to see. And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. We are building a community here that refuses to be fed propaganda, and I want you to be a part of it. Thank you for staying with us. Now, let's talk about the frantic moves happening behind the scenes in Aso Rock. Sources are indicating that an emergency legal team was assembled late Tuesday night when it became clear the UN was not going to extend the deadline. The government tried to file a last-minute stay of execution, claiming national security, but the UN Working Group reportedly rejected it because it was filed after the 60-day window had closed. This rejection is huge. It means there are no more appeals, there are no more delays. The case is closed at the international level and the verdict is released immediately. The victory here is that Nnamdi Kanu's legal team, led by the tenacious aloy Ejimakor, has effectively cornered the government. By allowing the deadline to expire, the government has walked into a trap. If they continue to hold him in Sokoto now, they are doing so as a rogue state in direct violation of a Security Council-backed directive. This opens the door for Nnamdi Kanu's team to approach foreign courts to seize Nigerian assets abroad as compensation for unlawful detention. We saw a similar case happen with a political prisoner in Iran last year, where the UN deadline expiration allowed his family to freeze government bank accounts in Europe. This is the nightmare scenario the Central Bank of Nigeria wants to avoid at all costs. Furthermore, the non-compliance report has given the Southeast governors a powerful new weapon. We are hearing that a delegation is already using this expired deadline to negotiate a soft landing release. The argument they are presenting to the president is simple. The world has ruled against us, the deadline has passed, let us release him to a private residence now before the sanctions cripple our economy. The expiration of this deadline has removed the government's ability to say we are waiting for the court. The UN says the court process is compromised and has ordered a release regardless of the local courts. By ignoring this for 60 days, the government has exhausted its excuses. What makes this a win for Nnamdi Kanu is that the narrative has shifted from "is he guilty" to "why is the government disobeying the world?" The pressure is now entirely on the president. He can either obey the UN order and order the Controller General of Corrections to open the gates in Sokoto, or he can defy it and face the wrath of the Trump administration, which has explicitly stated it will not tolerate the persecution of political figures who have been cleared by international bodies. The expiry of this deadline was the final checkmate. The board is clear, the move is mandatory. Nnamdi Kanu has won the legal war. Now we just wait for the prison van to open its doors.